This is Neil Schneider for MTBS-TV at GDC 2019. To my immediate right is Gaspar Ferreiro. He is the founder of Project Ghost Studios. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having us. It's a pleasure to be here.
So what have we got on display here?
Okay, so we actually have two things on display here. Number one here, where you have the Vive Focus, where we're actually doing 6 DOF controllers with 3D positioning. And we have basically the same version of our PC game running on this mobile device. So what that allows us to do is cross-platform, where people with a mobile headset can also play together with the people that are using the PC version of the game. Then the other thing that we're also showcasing is the ability to use augmented reality using the Vive Pro through the SRWorks SDK. So the player starts first in an augmented reality simple game of Whack-A-Monster, and eventually we basically turn the tables on reality on the player and open a portal telling him that your reality is not real. This is the real reality in the future, where there's a battle for the future of humanity. Come step right up and help us do the battle. So the person goes from reality into augmented reality and then into virtual reality.
So let's rewind a little bit. You brought up something called SRWorks. What is that?
So SRWorks is one of the SDKs from HTC, and it's basically a suite of software solutions that they're providing for developers, which allow you, for example, they have one for sound processing, so you can do 3D sounds and occlusions like behind concrete walls and different sort of surfaces. Then they also have the SRWorks, which is the one that basically does room scanning. It does also see-through reality, and it can even do, at this point I think they're starting to do interpretation of objects. So if you actually scan an object, if you program it correctly, you'll be able to, the software can say, this is a chair, this is a table. And then you can use that in your AI for your AR experiences.
So in theory, you could actually use real-life objects as part of your gaming experience.
Absolutely. You can have your enemies, for example, walk around your room, hide behind the couches, pop up, and then you basically shoot them, that kind of stuff.
So wonderful stuff. So tell us about your game.
Okay, so basically Project Ghost, without the augmented reality part, is a futuristic shooter, which basically has a co-op component where basically play together with one of 4 different characters. And you have either guns or bows and arrows, or you can even be psychic and shoot through your eyes. And basically you're trying to destroy waves of enemies, or even move around an environment and kill, the opposing forces. Then the other component that we have to it is actually a player versus player. So you basically can face your friends in battle and basically shoot at each other. And as opposed to some of the more basic games that you see in mobile devices where you see like a floating head, we actually have a full IK rig, so you see your whole body, knees, arms, and everything. You can actually dog, move around, wave, and it's like seeing a real person avatar right there.
So you're using a mix of hardware. I mean, in one case you're using the HTC Vive Pro, another case you're using HTC Vive Focus. So obviously very different hardware. Is the experience of the game different according to what you're using, or is it pretty common between them?
Well, we're supporting basically all configurations of both devices. So for example, on the Vive Pro, you already have your 2 controllers and your room scale tracking. So you can use all the characters, but ideally you want something with the 2 hands, like the swords or the 2 guns. Now on the Vive Focus, now we also have 6 DOF controllers, so you can have the exact same experience that you have on PC, also running on a mobile device. But let's say, for example, that you don't have the 6 DOF controllers, you can also play with the 3 DOF controllers. So that's where you would pick one of the other 2 characters that either shoots from the eyes or shoots from the single gun.
Good stuff. So you're pretty much experimenting all around, yeah? You're trying to use these new development kits, trying new techniques on making the game work. Is the game available yet? Is it a work in progress?
Hopefully soon. I mean, we're aiming for, let's say, 3 or 4 months before launch, because we want to bring as much content as possible. Like right now, we're single player, but we also want to be multiplayer. We also want to be arena battle where you have freedom of movement, but we also want to do platformer-based type of shooting. So all this content, I mean, we're just building little by little and making sure that everything works and is balanced for gameplay.
All right, sounds good. Well, good luck with this.
Thank you
Thanks so much for joining us.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the time.
This is Neil Schneider for MTBS-TV at GDC 2019. We will, of course, be back with more. Thank you for watching.